What's good? Excuse the fit. Went to the gym today, but wanted to continue here. So here we are, day two, Proverbs chapter two. So with Proverbs chapter two, I'm just going to jump right into it. It starts off with this idea of actually seeking wisdom, not just hearing it and applying it, and even talks about searching for it like silver. And that stood out to me because nobody casually just goes out there searching for silver, right? Um, if something is valuable, you typically move different, a bit different to find it. You tend to be more focused, intentional, consistent. So this is already saying wisdom is something you pursue. Then it goes on to say that the Lord gives wisdom, which made me pause. Like if God gives wisdom, like why do I have to go after it, right? So the way that I'm understanding it is that the source of wisdom is God, but the responsibility to obtain it is still mine. So I have to put myself in a position to like receive it. Now, it did make me think about also the difference between knowledge and wisdom because that kept coming up in the reading. It's starting to come up a lot, like knowledge and wisdom, and it's not necessarily interchangeable, although some people do. So, knowledge is information, but wisdom is the application of that information, right? You can know something and still move like wrong and incorrectly. I've done this myself quite a few times. I had the knowledge, but I didn't use the wisdom to apply it properly, right? So, wisdom actually changes how you do things. Then shift it into what wisdom actually does once you have it. So it does go on to say that wisdom, it does protect you, but not only just physically, but also like from a mental and emotional standpoint, because it also affects or impacts how you think. So with the knowledge, you don't even walk into the same situations that you probably once did because of your thinking being different. So instead of constantly reacting to problems, you begin to just avoid a lot of them up front. And it also talked about being led away, right? So taking off your square, if you will, right? Getting you out of the pocket. And what it does in chapter two is that it also brings up what's being referred to as the adulterous or wayward woman. Now, this is interesting because I had to sit and think about this while reading because I don't think that it's saying like specifically a woman, right? It's personifying the behavior, right, of something being appealing and attractive that again takes you off your square, pull you out of pocket. So I believe it's just a personification, right, of what that is. And like I said, it's just something that sounds good, feels good, but leads you away from what's actually right. And that stood out because that the things that typically throw us off usually don't look bad at the beginning. They tend to look really good in the first place. That's what we're doing, right? Now, by the end of the chapter, it draws a line, a very clear line between the upright and the wicked person or people. All right, it's not good versus bad, perfect versus bad. It's wicked versus the upright. Okay, so one stays established, obviously being the ones that are upright, and the other gets uprooted and cut off from the. It explicitly says cut off from the land, and that's talking about the wicked people. So when I look at everything, and if I had to simplify it or truly sum it up, I would say chapter two is about where wisdom comes from, how you actually get it, and what it does once you actually receive it. So, for me, in terms of application, it just is a reminder of being more intentional about what I'm feeding myself, what I'm learning, who I'm learning from, what I'm listening to. And one of the things that I personally have to work out, Sin, my therapist, everyone says it, is also the story that I tell myself. All right. So again, just talking about Proverbs out loud, just sharing, what I'm getting from it, looking at my notes. Um, yeah. So with that, that's day two, Proverbs chapter two. And as you already know, I'm out. Peace.